core reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Former Teen Mom Next Chapter star Kailyn Lowry has officially confirmed that things are over. She has broken up with her fourth baby daddy, Elijah Scott. And I have to be honest, y'all know I don't really care for this lady, but it hurts my heart because especially, after I accidentally put up this photo of all of her children, y'all, this is just half of them. Isaac, Lincoln, Lux, and Creed, but especially Isaac I'm thinking about here because on an episode of one of her podcasts, she said that Joe pulled Elijah to the side during a barbecue he was hosting to ask Elijah if he was serious about Kail, if he was going to make it work with her through thick and thin, because Isaac cannot stand to lose another father figure. When he lost Javi as a stepfather, he was devastated. He still is. He is still in therapy over it. So he wanted to make sure that Elijah truly was there for the right reasons and was going to stay. And now, come to find out, Elijah was thutting and bopping behind Kail's back. And now they have officially broken up. And poor Isaac, how many stepdaddies has this guy been introduced to? How many stepmoms has this guy been introduced to? Lincoln as well. Lux and Creed are still new to this, so it's only been maybe 2 for them. But Isaac and Lincoln, it's harsh. Let me show you where she confirmed the news. By the way, shout out to Jaleesa from today's episode of The Morning Report. She put me onto this podcast. I don't know this podcast. It's called Rule Breakers with Soraya. They were having a conversation there. And Kail says, people always make fun of her for trying to give life advice when she's got 4 baby daddies. So take your ear, extend it, and listen very carefully what she says in that sentence. Okay, here goes.
Shit in your life, and then when you come out the other side, that's what the fucking inspiration is. But that's what I talk about. People are like, don't take advice from Kail, and I'm like, but I have lived 1,000 lives. Take advice from me. Exactly. Because I literally lived it. I'm not just talking out of my ass. Oh, can we cuss on this podcast? Yes. Okay. No, you would be the first person I come to. That's what I'm saying. But people will be like, don't listen to her. She has 4 baby dads. Okay, but they're all of them ended for different reasons. All of them started for different reasons.
There you go. People say don't listen to her because she has 4 baby dads. All of them started for different reasons. All of them ended for different reasons. Elijah, pack up your things, move on over to that little house next door. It's over. And we already talked about this in the most recent episode of her friendship podcast with Becky. Becky moved into the house. Becky's ready to play daddy to all of Kail's children while she deals with the aftermath of this breakup. Creed apparently is at the house telling Becky that he wants Becky to be his daddy. Not Chris, Becky, right? So when you hear that Becky's moved into Kail's home, Kail apparently is posting pictures without her engagement ring as well. Now here she is on a pot, and then she made some other sketchy comments, which I talked about in prior videos, but right now my brain is fried. If y'all were there for today's episode of The Morning Report, you'd know I'm crashing out right now. So my brain is fried. I'm sorry, but she's been making a lot of hints, veiled statements, hinting to the fact that she is no longer with Elijah, okay? And that's not all, in fact. Something else that's rather interesting about this podcast episode in particular is the way she, at the time when they were filming, she was talking about Elijah. However, she had them go back in post and bleep out his name like it was a curse word. Take a listen.
Laughing in the room right now. Well, what's funny is I feel like sex doesn't even last much longer than that now. And I'm in my 30s. We're not. I mean, I feel like we need to have a good guy that knows what they're doing to really take us for a spin. But you know what? I was in Turks and Caicos last week with, and he wanted to go round 2, and I was like, oh, honey.
So I have 4 baby daddies. All of them started for different reasons. All of them ended for different reasons. I was just in Turks and Caicos with bleep. Who was she in Turks and Caicos with? Elijah. Oh, it's over. It is truly over. I'm sad for Kail, but mostly I'm sad for her children. The amount of partners that they have seen her bring in and out of their lives that have been moved into their home, it's very alarming. It's very borderline disturbing, if not actually disturbing. And it's disappointing, right? Obviously, this time it's not Kail's fault. It's not her cheating this time. It's Elijah who's cheating on her, running around on a cruise that she paid for like he's a single man, flirting with random women over there when he's got all these children at home. Why would you do that? It's just, it pisses me off. It really does. You sought out somebody who had 4 children who have already been through so much due to her, poor romantic choices over the years. And then you looked at her first baby daddy in the eye when he told you that his child is still deeply traumatized by these relationships, these temporary relationships, and these men that she brings around him. And you said you wouldn't be like one of them, only to turn around and be like one of them. That's diabolical. That's evil. It's disturbing. It's disgusting. Even if you don't like Kail, I think you should be able to at least empathize with how terribly this man treated her. And the craziest thing is that if she's telling the truth about the way he treated her, like at home and stuff, he sounded like the second coming of Christ. He sounded like Mr. Man, the perfect angel. Like he sounded like he was doing the bulk of the child rearing with like the children they have together, allowing her the space to run her businesses and still be there for her older 4 children as well. Doing everything around the house, running the kids to and from school, all this sort of thing. So he sounded like in person when he was with her, he was treating her so well, just to turn around and shock her like this. Because I feel like if you already like kind of low key know you're with an F-boy or you have an inkling or like a vibe that you don't trust, it's one thing. It's like, okay, this confirms my suspicions. But when you have literally no clue and you're going around on your podcast telling everybody that although you typically like to look at your boyfriend's phones, in this relationship, you do not, because there's no reason for you to have any trust issues, because this is the most safe, this is the most secure relationship you've ever been in. Just to turn around, pay for this man to go on vacation, open up your purse, and then months later find out that this is what he was doing on vacation. Man, the shock that she must be going through. Like I feel badly for her. But at the same time, don't forget, this is somebody who's cheated in pretty much all of her own adult relationships, right? I think this might be the only one that she hasn't cheated in. So at the same time, I do have that in mind where I'm like, well, now you know about the kind of pain that you've caused other people as well, right? But still, I think about her kids, especially Isaac, and the story she was telling about, multiple stories she's been telling about him and how he's still struggling with the loss of Javi and whatnot, right? So this is shocking. Then you've got Lincoln as well. She recently did a podcast episode with Javi. Speaking of Javi, she did a podcast episode where they announced that Javi was going to be moving to, Virginia or something? Virginia, with the Air Force. And they were kind of having issues fighting over who Lincoln would be staying with. And Lincoln has been stressing out about that. So now he's got that on the mind. All these chaotic new siblings and whatnot, and yet another man walking out the door. So it's kind of like you're losing 2 dads, right? Because wasn't she saying that Isaac had Elijah saved in his phone as dad or something like that? Dad 2 or something. So this is like the 3rd one that Isaac, got so attached to, and he's gone. And Lincoln as well. Lincoln apparently was extremely attached to Elijah. Same with Lux. This is sad. And then what else do you have? 3 newborn siblings who all this chaos in the house constantly. At least in the past, your mom had some extra hands, right? To help manage the household and everything. But now even that's gone. Now your mom's dealing with heartbreak. She's got all these newborn babies to be taken care of too. Oh, Lord, Kail, I'm happy you took even breathe in my microphone's direction, it unplugs itself. But listen, it just makes me, I'm happy that she took out her tubes, because this is somebody who just, because at the end of the day, breakups happen, right? Such is life. But you do not need to be popping out kids with everybody you meet. And I'm still so disturbed at her admission, and her casual admission that she got knocked up with the twins the first time she slept with Elijah, meaning she was raw dogging this man she didn't even know. I think she's still going to continue to do it, especially with her tubes out now. But wow. And on that note, I want to tell you guys something. Actually, in this podcast episode, she was talking about how even though she has her tubes tied, and mind you, she's talking post breakup from Elijah, right? She's like, yeah, people, although I have my tubes tied, like I can't sit here and honestly say that I don't want any more kids. I do want more kids. And I think I do want more kids. And just so y'all know, just because I have my tubes tied out doesn't mean that there's no way I'll get them. Where there's a will, there's a way. Don't be surprised if she goes down the Mackenzie McKee route, in the future, gets popped up, get knocked up by the next guy she barely knows, just to continue the cycle over and over until her body cannot handle it anymore. And the crazy thing about this is that Kail got knocked up with 5 new kids after getting her first round of BBL tummy tuck breast augmentation, right? Now she just finished her second round. She's not even like 5 months post-op. She's not even a year post-op. And she's already sitting here talking about, I want more kids. Where there's a will, there's a way. Kail, you've already put the kids that you have through enough. You're unwell. And I'm not even saying this to be mean, but you're seriously unwell. And I know you've been going to therapy for 7-8 years, but you need to switch therapists, or you need to switch the type of therapy you're doing, because this is not normal. You know that you and this latest baby daddy that you have brought into your children's lives, like moved in and whatnot, you know that y'all have broken up. You know that you just got your second round of body surgery. You were just crying about, why do I put myself through this? I'm mutilating my body, risking my life when I have kids. And you did all of that just to turn around and say you still want to pop out more kids. You want to mess. What? Let me get off of here before I say anything too much, because at this point, I don't know what the hell her end game is, but it's disturbing. It's almost creepy. It's weird. Kail, why don't you work on having a stable foundation, a stable relationship? Stop worrying about having more kids. Worry about having a stable home for your children. And there's nothing wrong with letting a dude hit it on the first night if that's what you want to do. But letting a dude raw dog you, letting a dude shoot up your club on the first night, and you already have 4 children that you're responsible for, and you're going to have to turn around and explain to them that this person that they don't even know knocked you up, and he's going to be moving in, and he's their new daddy. And then now he's gone as quickly as he came around. And you're talking about you want to start this cycle all over again, and you're still healing from your latest round of body surgeries from the last time you let all these random men knock you up. Laisse tomber. Lost cause. It's giving lost cause at this point. This girl, and we talked about it. I read her book. I forgot which one. I think it's Pride Over Pity. I read her book with my channel members, and that was something that really stuck out. She kept saying she never had a family, so that's why she's so driven to have children. It's like a sense of family. So I guess now that this sense of family is over, right? The stepdaddy Elijah to the OG 4 kids, Elijah as a father to the new kids in the house. Now that that's over, she's going to have to go figure out a way to get a new guy to come around, go through the IVF process with this new guy probably, and try to start over with her quest to build the family. What is this? What is it? I don't get it. This is so crazy to me. I need to find a psychologist or something, because this is just blowing my mind away. I am truly speechless at, and you just found out that this guy cheated on you maybe like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And you're still, that's the thing. You're still healing from your body surgery from all the pregnancies, your second round of it. You just found out that this man cheated on you and whatnot. And you're still here talking about, and you have 7 children who've never been able to grow up in like a stable 2-parent home really for longer than 4 years maximum, and you're still worried about bringing more children into your life and your lifestyle? Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about. Oh wait. She says she thinks she has Alzheimer's too. So girl, you're really convinced you got Alzheimer's and you're trying to have kids too? Girl, what? Why are you the way that you are? Take a listen to what she was saying here about potentially having Alzheimer's as well, because I can't.
Let's just do it. Get it done with. Like, roll me to my side and call it a day. Hop on the dryer in the laundry room real quick. And I feel like everyone that's in a relationship right now just gets it. Yeah. Okay. And I feel bad because it's like, I know, like, once he loves romance.
There's his name blurred out again.
I'm not that girl. Leave it though. I don't even take me to dinner. Really? No, like literally we'll order takeout. things that we spoke about so far, but the one thing was just like, man, she is fucking fertile. Which is so crazy because I never wanted kids. You didn't want kids? No. Really? And now you have 7. Now I have 7. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And you also had your tubes taken out. Yeah, taken out. Not tied, taken out. And your crew said that they're probably going to grow back. They are. They probably will. I would be lying if I said I didn't think about having more. Even though my tubes are out, like I will find where there's a will, there's a way. Wait, and what's the age range with the kids? My oldest is 15, and my twins are 16 months. So we have 15, 11, 7, 4, 2, and 1. So pull it up, Adam. We should probably go there as well because I think I'm also English. Okay, so you got Alzheimer's and you're English. Let's talk about it. That's probably where the Alzheimer's come in. Okay, no, I convinced she's somebody else. No, okay, let's talk about it. I think that I have Alzheimer's. I think I have early onset Alzheimer's, and I talked about this for years because my grandmother got it in her 60s, like real young, right? I can't remember shit. People will tell me things, and I'm like, I have no recollection of what you're talking about, and they told me this 3 days ago. We might be the same person. And it's all the time. It's not, and I'll be like, hey, like, Tiana, this is Alessandra, and Tiana and Alessandra will be like, I literally met her already. Like, I already know her. We go way back. Yeah. And I think that they're meeting for the first, and it happens all the time. And I think it's either a mix of all of the times I've had surgeries and I've gone under anesthesia, also with trauma, but also I might have Alzheimer's. Okay, well, you can get that shut down though.
All right, girl. You know, one thing about Kail, I don't know if you guys remember this type of kid in school, but the kid in school where everything has happened to them and they have everything. Because there's another story she was sharing on there about like, apparently some kids were trying to shoot her in school or stab her in school or something like that. I said, all right, girl, I've had enough of listening to this. Everything has happened to you. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me get out of here. Y'all, let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section down below. Once again, shout out to you, Jaleesa. Thank you so much for putting me on to this podcast episode. There you have it, you guys. The mystery is solved. Kail Lowry confirms out of her own mouth that her relationship with Elijah is officially over. Again, I quote, I have 4 different baby daddies. All of my relationships started in different ways. All of my relationships ended in different ways. He's being bleeped out. Her old jump off Becky is being moved into the house as well. Becky's left her pregnant wife to be over here playing Mr. Mom for Kail. God bless. Good luck. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, guys.